I like a lot of the old school horror movies, the ones that they kind of build and build, like the original Chainsaw Massacre movie, and the first Friday the 13th was just fantastic. Yeah, but
Nightmare on Elm Street.
yeah, a lot of the modern day horror flicks are just like jumpy and blah.
However, I would highly recommend watching Troll 2. It honestly is like the best worst movie ever, and they actually made a documentary called The Best Worst Movie Ever. But at all costs, go out, find the movie and watch it, and then you can thank me when you see me.
Horror? Yeah, I like horror movies. I'm not like one of those huge diehard fans, but
Not a buff? Not a horror buff?
I'm not necessarily a buff. I'm an enthusiast.
Have you ever watched horror movies in the buff? So, I'm going to take over this interview here. So I was always wondering, after 11 years of sitting next to you, you ever watch horror movies in the buff?
Haven't we all? I mean, really. Cabin in the Woods. That was fun.
That was good, because that was kind of like a more like Evil Dead, like kind of type of thing. I watched it in the buff.
I love horror movies, absolutely. Showgirls is one of the scariest movies I've ever frickin' seen. And pretty much anything that has Morgan Fairchild in it. Terrifying. Terrifying.
A little bit. I'm a fan of the campy horror movies. I'm not a fan of the horror genre because, frankly, it just kind of scares the shit out of me. I'll be watching a movie and I'll literally be scared, and I don't want to go to bed scared. So I kind of don't really watch too many of them anymore. But my favorite movie of all time, next to The Big Lebowski, is Army of Darkness. But that's just more because it's so perfectly funny and ridiculous. And Bruce Campbell, the hero, is just like kind of this representation of like what a man is supposed to be, and it's really funny because it's just not true. And I love that movie. I've watched it probably 40 times, and I have the special edition Necronomicon DVD set and all that stuff. So yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, not really. I like a good old-fashioned rom-com or just like an American Pie kind of movie.
I like really boring and depressing movies.
Quite the opposite.
And I like romantic comedies, but I like the depressing ones way more.
When you're depressed, after watching one of them, you can watch a rom-com and get back to your high.
When you're depressed, when you watch a depressing movie, it makes you feel a bit better. Yeah, you're like, well, I'm not that depressed.
Try that next time I'm feeling down. Be like, wow, my life's way better than that, guys who died in the end or something. The Road. Everyone gets to put it on the list.